Welcome back to another video. I figured we can't start the video without a little Azula update. She is been a week and a half since we got her now. It's now Tuesday. We got her Friday before last, and she has settled in really, really well. She is a wind-up merchant. Like, my boyfriend seems to think she's the golden child, but she definitely knows how to wind up Zuko. And it's her favourite thing to do, so that's always good. But she's very good. Very, very good. No complaints. She's been sleeping like 7 hours straight. She wakes up at 5:30 every morning. We put her in a crate about 10. So literally, angel, actually been able to get some sleep. Not as much sleep as I like to get, but good quality sleep at least. So very happy about that. Yeah, that's what I have to say about Azula. She's doing really well. We're really happy. Definitely the right decision getting her, because she's definitely occupying Zuko a lot as well, which is obviously what we want. It is Tuesday afternoon. It's 3:30. I've got secondary bench today and I'm really looking forward to it, actually. I'm feeling pretty good. Body weight cut update. So at the weekend, we saw some 84s on the scales. 84.5 Saturday, 84.9 Sunday. Super, super excited by that because it was another big drop last week. But weight has since fluctuated back up. Now it's getting warmer here again. And I am back to work this week, so stress has crept up a little bit, although I am making sure to catch myself out as soon as I start to feel stressed. But weight has kind of crept up a little bit again. I also think it's like a delayed reaction to the lack of steps last week. My steps were still okay last week. Like, a low day last week was like 8,000. I think my average was still just over 9,000 last week, if I remember rightly. But before that, it was like 12 to 15,000 steps a day. So there's like a delay period essentially with that movement. So this week, I'm increasing my steps again. So although my weight has kind of crept up a little bit now, I think it will slowly start to drop back off again. But I think this could be the first week where we don't actually see a drop. We might even see an ever so slight kind of average increase, just because I'm starting the week off. I think I was 85.7 today or 0.6 today, which is way higher than I was this time last week. But like I said, I'm not worried about it. Like, it's fine. Actually, my nutrition coach said in my check-in yesterday, like, realistically, if things continue as they have been, we've probably only got 3 weeks left of this deficit before I'm like 84 to 84.5. And then we kind of spoke about kind of maintaining that until I get back from Western Euros at the end of September. I'm not going there to compete, I'm going there to coach, but we set that as the goalpost because that's the next time I'm like properly away. And I've had a good stint of period like at home of like 10 weeks at home where I've got a couple of comps I've got to go to, but it's just like one day competitions or like one day I've got to be there. So generally, it's like a really good period for me to do this cut, and that's why I decided to do it now, because I'm at home and in routine most of the time. So essentially, we have, I think, like 6 weeks left until Western Euros, but realistically, the cut probably doesn't need to be that long, and we can probably get back into maintenance a little bit sooner. There is also a plane going off overhead, so if you can hear that in the background, I do apologise, but I'm going to keep talking because I want to get my session done. But yeah, so basically, body weight is doing what we need it to. It's just fluctuated up slightly this week, but I think it will start to come back down again over the next few days. So I'm not worried about it. Activity is back up. Got the walking pad back out again today after not using it last week when I was on annual leave. And I'm going to continue using that for at least like 40 minutes a day, just to kind of give me an extra boost of steps. It is supposed to get really, really warm again here over the next couple of days. So going to make myself still get my steps in even when the heat is really high. It's just going to be more on the walking pad because I can't really go on dog walks in that heat because it's not for the dogs. But yeah, in terms of body weight / the cut, that is the update. We are doing well. We're way ahead of schedule. I've been dropping a lot quicker than we expected. I'm down like over 2 kilos, I think, in the space, like on my weekly average is, I'm down like 2 kilos in 4 or 5 weeks, I think, roughly. So we were only really planning for me to drop 250 to 300 grams a week, and I've gone way above that, which is great. And some weeks, if you look at my average at the end of the last video, so every Friday video, I put my averages for the week on there. The averages don't really fully show because I have such a fluctuation midweek where I do kind of shoot up normally. But if you look at my actual lowest body weight, my highest when we started the cut was 87.9. My lowest was 84.5 on Saturday. So that's a huge, huge drop in like 4 or 5 weeks. So yeah, we're doing what we need to. I'm feeling really good. Easily, like I said, it's a really sustainable amount of food for me anyway. Like, I didn't expect my calories to stay at the 2,200 mark for long, and they have. So as long as I get my movement back up this week, we should be all good. I've also not actually been doing cardio. I originally added in rowing machine sprints, but I noticed my neck kept flaring up more regularly after doing them. And so I was like, I just kind of stopped doing them. And my neck hasn't flared up as much since, to be fair. So I might just keep them out. But obviously the extra walking and stuff is enough to keep me healthy and happy anyway. So I'm not too worried. Only other thing I was going to talk through was, guys, I really want to try a higher frequency style of training. So like ever since Agatha and her coach have spoken about how much she trains and like the 6 days a week SPD, which obviously isn't sustainable for the majority of people, like she is a full-time powerlifter, something about it has really fascinated me. And I used to do fairly high frequency. I used to do 4 times squatting, I think 5 times benching, but only ever 2, maybe 3 times deadlifting actually, because I used to do 2 times comp deadlift and then 1 time RDL a week. And don't get me wrong, I was a lot younger then, recovery was a lot better. But there's something about it that really fascinates me. And I think, I'm going to be honest, I'm really tempted to sit down and kind of write out what I would kind of do for myself and maybe just run it as an experiment, possibly even run it into British as an experiment. I wouldn't increase my overall volume. I would keep things as they are and split it differently throughout the week. But I think it could also be a really fun experiment. So I'm going to finish this block, probably this 6-week block, because I have written out the next 6 weeks, but at least this 3-week block. But I might experiment with it and just see how I go with it. I also think then I could be more specific in terms of using the kit at home a little bit more and maybe not going to, I go to the gym once a week at the moment anyway, but I could probably shorten that session down. But don't be surprised if I trial that at some point. And if I do, I will absolutely document it all, because I think it'd be really interesting. I did her coach's seminar, I can't remember what it was. It was well over a year ago now, I think, on it. And it was just so fascinating hearing the way he thinks about it, the data he collects, and like all of it. I'm sure I've still got some of it in an email. I might even have a recording of it in an email somewhere. But there's other coaches that have done it. There was a Norwegian experiment on it years ago that I think Shell Backlund was part of. Like, there's a lot of information about it out there. So I think I'm going to do a deep dive and maybe trial it, because realistically, it's not a sensible way for most people to train. Yes, you might get slightly better results from it, but if it's not sustainable, you're not recovering, you're more likely to get injured, it's probably not worth it. But realistically, I train 3 steps from my back door. Like my kitchen is literally there. And I have the flexibility of working for myself, which is why I've been training afternoons more during the week. These sessions would be shorter. It would be the same amount of workload essentially, but shorter. And over time, I would probably increase that workload. But realistically, would I prefer to do more shorter sessions? Maybe. So that's an idea I'm toying with. But anyway, I'm going to stop talking. Let me know your thoughts. If you've tried it before as well, like please, if anyone has tried this, please let me know, or has thoughts on it. Any coaches watching that have thoughts on it, please let me know. Very intrigued to hear. But yeah, I've been thinking about this for ages. Like even when I did the seminar last year, I started to write down some ideas afterwards where I was like, I could do this, but I didn't. And then I ended up hiring a coach anyway and like leaning into that. But I think one thing that scared me about it before was because it would be, I don't want to say it would be such a change, because it actually wouldn't be an overall change to the workload. It would be a big change to the structure. And part of me is like, but if it doesn't work, I'm wasting time with my training. I need to work really hard and progress and get myself as strong as possible. I say as fast as possible. Obviously, everything takes time, especially when you've been in the sport for a decade nearly. But part of me now is like, what have you got to lose? What have you got to lose? You can easily switch back. Like it doesn't matter if you don't enjoy it or if it doesn't work for you. If you start to get pains, you can just pull back. And like, I'm very good at listening to my body. So yeah, if anyone has any thoughts, please let me know. But I am intrigued and I might actually dive into this a little bit more and trial it. And I think as a coach as well, it's just something that really piques my interest. And it's not something I would program for people that have like a normal working life. Like I do work for myself. Like I have that flexibility. And don't get me wrong, I work full days. Like I work a lot. I work probably 50 plus hours a week. But I can have that flexibility within my schedule. I work from home. I can eat my food when I need to. I can prioritize recovery in a lot of ways. I don't have a stressful life realistically. The most stressful thing I have is a puppy and a dog, who the puppy is literally like the easiest 10-week-old puppy you've ever known. So we'll see. Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna get my 3-count bench done, my last and press done, and I've got some upper accessories to do as well.
I'll be there at the after party. Show up looking like a zombie. It don't matter, nobody stop me. I'll be there, just tell me where. Damn, I'm a long way home at a split road. Gotta make a choice, do I sober up? Am I tryna keep it going to be continued, or am I tryna lose? Gonna keep moving now. I don't think I wanna leave at a tough week. Gotta realize this is what I need. Don't got the time to be counting sheep. It's too late, I'm in too deep. Don't wanna contemplate, overcomplicate this. And I made my choice, wanna see what's going on. I'll be there
Okay, so just finished benching. Now I'm gonna get my accessories done. But very, very happy with how everything felt. I noticed my pec was a little bit tender by the final set of my light last and press 6s at 80, but overall it was fine. It seems to just be when I have more, like quite a lot of volume in one session, it's just going to be that final 1 or 2 sets where I kind of start to notice it. But I actually managed to do my heavy dumbbell press. Well, I say heavy, I took it really light. But I actually managed to do dumbbell press at the weekend for the first time since it kind of got quite bad about 4 weeks ago. It didn't seem to make it any worse. So I'm taking that as a positive. Tomorrow's bench session is going to be super light. It's just literally 3x5 at 80 kilos, which will be in the next video. But by doing that lighter last week, I noticed that there was like no irritation throughout the rest of the week for my pec. So fingers crossed, we're on track for that, feeling good. Quick update on my hamstring issue as well, because I've not spoken about that in a while. It's still a tiny bit tender, but for the most part, it's fine. And it doesn't ever seem to be getting any worse. I think, again, lower steps last week probably doesn't help it, because when I started to do my like 12 to 15K steps a day, it definitely felt a lot better. So gonna just make sure that I keep on top of that, because I noticed the trend of obviously less steps making it feel worse, which obviously makes total sense. And I spent a lot of time sitting down last week as well. Like normally with my desk, I'm still standing at my desk if I'm not stepping a lot of the time. But last week between walks, I was just sat on the sofa chilling out all day. So gonna make sure to stay on my feet a little bit more, just naturally anyway, it will happen. So that should help it kind of get at bay. But I managed all my lower body accessories at the weekend as well, including my hinging patterns, my hamstring curls, and it didn't make the problem any worse. So we are onto a winner there. So where I said I'm going to trial a high frequency or potentially going to trial high frequency, I would like to clarify that I will be doing it in a way that makes me stay healthy / doesn't make these issues any worse. And hopefully by the time I actually do it, if I do decide to in either 3 or 6 weeks, probably more likely 6 weeks, these issues will have pretty much entirely cleared up. So probably just worth knowing that as well, because this is not something you should be trialing if you're injured, dealing with pains, anything like that. But yeah, it is something I want to look into, because it's something that's been on my mind for a long time. And realistically, what have I got to lose? Like, what have I got to lose? So we will see. But yeah, overall happy with the session. I really enjoy having secondary bench on its own. I think I feel better benching after squatting, just because my body's a bit more warmed up and I find getting into position a little bit more comfortable. But I think my first session of the week being quite a short, quick, easy session, I say easy, obviously it's still relatively heavy. It just makes me quite enjoy kind of looking forward to getting to the gym, and it's a good way for me to like start my week mentally when it comes to training. So yeah, happy with that. I'm gonna stop talking here. Gonna wrap the video up here. Thank you very much if you made it to the end. I really appreciate it. Please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in a few days for the next one.
This is my only answer. Yeah, my body keeps telling me go. Wanna be stacking towers from downtown. I'll be on a roll. Money soaking, it's a rush hour. This, that, overtime, champagne shower. Step back, skip lines, yeah, I'm never going cold. All the got ahead,